Hashem, Moshe Shiv comes on, we start. No, it's we can listen to that niggin for hours and hours and hours. Mirz Hashem will designate a time to do just that. Chavra, Tefillah b'Shem Kol Yisrael. B'Shem Kol Yisrael. Specifically, Pesach, Reuven, Ben Yosef Sarah, Bracha Bas Yehudis, Miriam Dodi Bas Chanu Cheved, Yonah Bas Basia, and mamish every single neshama, every single soul in this world, from one end of the world to the other. You know, it was just Rosh Chodesh Kislev Geshmak. Rosh Chodesh, the new moon. Help me come to perfect teshuvah. Let me not leave this world until I've repented of my sins and made amends for all the wrong I have done, whether in thought, word, or deed. Help me draw down the light of perfect teshuvah from its root, Rosh Chodesh, as we have learned from your true tzaddikim. Bezrat Hashem, you should be able to come to complete teshuvah. We're moving on to Halacha. Halacha Chanukah. Benefit from Neiros Chanukah. What does this mean? You are not allowed to benefit from your Chanukah candles. What? Doesn't make sense. You may stare at them if you enjoy looking at them, but you may not use the light of Chanukah candles. So we all know Tamar and Shoshi are going to be staring at their candles for 3 hours. They're able to do just that because they enjoy it so much. But you can't use the candles. After they have burned for at least half an hour after nightfall, there are no longer Chanukah candles. It may be used for other purposes, reading, lighting, another flame. And after that time, they may also be blown out. Very interesting. Oil left over from Neiros Chanukah that went out early within half an hour after being kindled may not be used for anything else. It's best to just let them burn. Oil left over from Neiros Chanukah that burned their full half an hour may be used for other purposes. Bezrat Hashem, Halacha for Chanukah. We've been talking about just the shining eyes of Chanukah. The shining eyes. Shining souls, shining eyes. We're just trying to fix our eyes. We're trying to fix our prescription so we can see the beauty in every single footstep of every single person, every cubit of the screen of Zoom. Right, the faces we're seeing right now, every single thing. We just want to see. We want to see light. We want to see Hashem, the holy wisdom. So everything in this world is beautiful, but there's a kind of beauty that light has, which is like nothing else in the world. It's a deeper kind of beauty, much deeper. I just want you guys to imagine for a second a very, very beautiful person, but their face is dark. They might be good for Hollywood, right? They could be like a fun, nice actor, but theirs is not real beauty. And sometimes a person may not be so beautiful physically, but gewalt are they shining. They're shining so deep inside. So it all depends on how much light they have within. That's what it matters, the internal light. Our holy rabbis teach us that on Chanukah, there's a light shining down, which we might not be able to see, but there is nonetheless. It is God's light, and it's all about how the Ribbon Shalom is proud of every single Yid. That is the light that's shining down, guys, on Chanukah. That Hashem is so proud of us. We don't even know. We don't even know what that means, but He's so proud of us. This is the reason that everybody has to kindle light, every single Jew, because God is so proud of every light. Chanukah is the only miracle which happened in Eretz Yisrael, in Yerushalayim. If you want to know about Yerushalayim, join Moshe Schiff's Tears of Joy group chat, the master of Yerushalayim. Why did it happen in Yerushalayim? That's the question that Moshe Schiff is asking all of us. Because it says, Einei Hashem Elokecha ba, a land which God's eyes are gazing upon. God looks at Eretz Yisrael at all times. So I want you to know, holy brothers and sisters, the whole struggle over the Holy Land is not just political. The problem is that we are not yet glued to the land because we do not see the miracles in it. So chas v'shalom, God is also not looking at the land. But if you're looking at it because it's so beautiful, like a Chanukah candle, the land is mama shining. So we all want story time. We all want to know about the Karliner Rebbe, Rav Aaron of Karlin. One time he visited Israel, and he arrived by ship in Jaffa and took a cab to Yerushalayim. During the whole drive, the windows were open. However, this is the best story in the world. And the Rebbe was staring outside. So someone said to him, probably one of his followers, Rebbe, you're so tired. Why don't you rest a little bit? He said, God's eyes are glued to the land. God is looking at the land. If God is looking at the land, how can I take my eyes off of what God is looking at? What is beauty all about? When something is beautiful, you want to have it. You want to be a part of it. When the spies came to the land, and they reported back what they had seen, they made the land less beautiful to us. We didn't want to have it as much, right? It's beautiful, but that's what they were saying. So the fixing for this on Chanukah, we have to look at the light and see how proud God is of every single Jew. I take a look at Eretz Yisrael, Chevra, and mamash want to have it so badly. Same thing with every single person. The worst thing in the world, this is the biggest line in all of Shas, the worst thing in the world is when you think you know everything. You know who said that? The Greeks said we know everything. My soul is like a candle. The soul of a man is the candle of God. Going back to knowledge, Rabbi Nachman says in Sichot Aran Aleph, oh, it's great to see the Roslas of the world, the Farkanes. It's great to see them. Mama shining. A perception of God cannot be communicated. It is so lofty, it is so high, the words cannot express it. So Chevra, we don't know. But what we do know is that we want to be a part of it. We want the action. We want to experience the light. We may not know what it is. We may not be able to explain it. But Gewalt, it's there. And I want to be surrounded by it. It's time to be proud of what my soul is showing me. And my soul shows me the most on Chanukah. Amen. Questions, comments, please feel free. That was mamish, the deepest Torah in the world. I can't say anything anymore. I'm just going to strum. mama's shining, Chevra. We're shining. Chanukah shows us the shining, shows us the light, shows us the candle. We're so fortunate. It's coming up, 21 days. Samson, you have anything to add?
It means to be a Ner of Hashem. You know what it means to be a candle of Hashem? What is a candle? What's this candle we speak of? What's the oil? What's the light? What is it? In order to be a candle, you need to have 4 elements. There are 4 elements to a candle. And everyone knows them. So the candles we light on Chanukah, there are 4 elements. There is the oil, there's the wick, there's the white fire, there's the red fire. This is nothing deep. I don't know if you hear me over Jack strumming. Who cares? Keep going, it's good. The 4 elements of the candle, which are the oil, the wick, the white, and the red fire. They are embedded in man. They're embedded in the Yud Kei Vav Kei that is embedded in man. How so? The oil is the koach, that harnessed power that we have inside of us. That koach that we have yet to bring into action. And I'm really going backwards. It's Chanukah. They have the dreidels behind me, so I was supposed to start with the fire, but I didn't. Doesn't matter. But the oil is the provider, is the Or HaChozer, is described in the Kabbalistic Sfarim. That light, the light that is no light, but actually, rather instead of its light itself, it provides light. It provides room for light. There's an aspect of our existence that it's not that we're always receiving light, but rather we're providing others with light. Meaning, we might not be shining on them, but we are giving them tools in order to shine on others. This is the oil. The oil is what gives us tools to shine. And each and every one of us has tools that allow us to shine. It's not what shines itself, but rather gives us tools to shine. Then you have the wick. The wick is and that the oil is represented by the last hay with the name Yud Kei Vav Kei. Then you have the wick, and everyone knows the wick is what allows us to go from that potential of allowing others to shine from the tools of light to bringing to light. It's the connector, and therefore it represents the Vav. It is the connector. Baruch Hashem, I know. Can't send that to me. Thus, the wick is the connector between that which allows us to share light with others, to bring actual light to people, and it is represented by the Vav. There are a lot of aspects to the wick, as it is usually and is expected to be made of twine, and therefore in some communities they make it dafka out of twine, because it's to represent the connection between Hashem and the Jewish people, and therefore making it like rope-like, as the pasuk says, Yaakov Chevel Nachlosei, that the portion of Yaakov, the inheritance of Yaakov is like a chevel. It's like a rope, and it's explained in Tanya that the rope of this inheritance that we have is like that. There are 613 strands in such a rope, and that we are connected in 613 ways, and therefore people on Chanukah dafka connect the rope, the wicks in what's the word I used before? I'm even forgetting. These strands, and that's the Vav. Now I'm gonna quickly go through the upper hay and the upper yud and the yud, they are the white fire that's closest to the wick, as in the wick that's closest to the fire that is closest to the wick, right? It's always lighter than the fire that is more on the outside. And that is because it represents the hay, the middle hay. And that hay represents bina and understanding. Meaning, once you have fire, the initial response of flame to wick is to mitpashet, is to go out. Milashon pashut. Mitpashet, milashon pashat yid. A yid is supposed to be a pashat yid, meaning he's supposed to be mitpashet and spread out. You know who said that to me? My physics teacher today, last week.
Wow.
I said to him, I'm just a pashat Jew, and he said, pashut milashon mitpashet, you just spread out. Hasidic master. And that's basically the lower hay. The upper hay is the fire that allows us to spread our wings so high, allow us to actually fly and bring down that light into the wick and into the oil. Have that process repeated going upwards, bringing us to the yud. The yud, the whole union of the yud is mamish. It's nothing of itself. It just wants to separate, because the element of fire is in its natural state, wants to separate from its wick. So to the yud, our little yud, our little keter, a little crown on top of our head is just trying to strive for Hashem mamish, strive for that candle, strive for the one above. Wow, I'm not ready for the yud and the hay yet.
Any of us?
Kitzer. We should be blessed to one day be ready for the yid and the hay.
Wow. So a lot to unpack there. I have to do chazar. I have to do chazar. I feel like we need a graph. So Bezrat Hashem, we can make a graph, but I don't know.
I'll make a graph and I'll send it to the group.
Wow. What a yid. Does anyone else have anything to share? Our other Kabbalist, whose screen is off. Maya.
Yeah, Tamar, give us something.
Tamar. Literally,
I'm calling you out.
Starting Am Yisrael.
I don't like the call outs.
Stam.
She's guarding us all. That's the reason we're able to do this. But anyone else need to share?
That's saying the most. That's saying the most.
You know who's mama's saying the most right now? Maya is screaming like Kavod Shabbos as she's making that sandwich.
I'm testing out Chanukah cookie recipes.
Wow. And I don't even know why I said you're making a sandwich. I was just mixing the sandwich together.
I'll send you a picture when they're done.
Amazing.
They're like, I bought 2 dreidels, and then the inside's like stained glass with blue cookie candies.
Chanukah. Anyone else? Finkelstein, Farka, Aaron Rostale. Before we
guys, I don't know why, but I already put on the dreidel, so we have to discuss the dreidels at some time soon.
Shmak.
The dreidels are a deep secret. Maya's already practicing her dreidel work with the spinning.
The whole world is spinning. Ishmak. Chavra, I have to run. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone's healthy, happy, and successful. Tamar just guarding all of us. Finkelstein is at the destination where I'm going to be leaving too soon. And Maya is just preparing for Chanukah. Shifla, we all know, building bridges, and Farkane and Ross having the deepest chavruta in the world. Literally just talking about all the letters that Samson was talking about. Anyways, Bezrat Hashem, Chaver, be well.